So I get this question a lot. Is the new iPad Pro with the M1 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 to 2 terabyte storage actually worth the cost? Or should I just buy a different iPad or an older model? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Dunn for Getting Things Done. I'm not gonna even run through it all day because I really just want to get into this. I've had the new iPad Pro. Yeah, you like that? Remember, there's a video that's gonna come up right on this side up here that talks about me pimping out this iPad in red. Yeah, it's cool. But I got the new iPad Pro, and a lot of people have asked me, is it a worthy upgrade? I've had the 2018, I've had the 2020 model with the 12Z in it, and now I have the iPad Pro 2021 M1, 1 terabyte, 16 gigs of RAM built into this beautiful red, well, modified iPad here. And it's hard to answer because it all depends on what you use your iPad for. Number one, the iPad for me is the number one tool for me to do all of my business. I do my graphics on this. I do video editing on this. I do my invoicing on this, my emailing on this, my contacting on this. Everything is centralized to my iPad. So this is my main computer. It's so much my main computer that when I bought the Mac Mini to do streaming with, man, I gotta get my stuff right, Ecamm. I really got the base model Mac Mini with 8 gigs of RAM, the M1 processor, of course, but I got the smallest one because, for me personally, heck yeah, it's worth it. The speed improvements, the screen improvements, the additional future proofing of RAM, even though I'm probably gonna get next year's model and the next year model after that, because this is at this point a necessity of my brand, of how I get things done, how I get work done. Did you like that pun, by the way? Get things done. Yeah. But seriously, folks, it all depends on what you use it for. So if you're only gonna use it for content consumption, I would say that the iPad Pro may not be the device for you. If you want to get into content creation, you want to be able to do your, Pixelmator, your Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher. You want to have the new Adobe products that's coming out for the iPad Pro. You want to have Canva. You want to be able to do LumaFusion with your video editing and color grading, things like that. If you want to do things like that, I would say, of course, this device is good. Now, of course, the 2018 model, the 2020 model are all good devices. However, the M1 processor just takes things to a whole nother level. The 2020 and the 2018, I believe the RAM in those devices may have been anywhere from 4 to 6 max of RAM, where the new iPad Pros, from the 11 inch and 12 inch, well, more so the 12.9 inch, 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And that is insane. Why? Because Apple just dropped some news in the latest beta 2 of iPad OS 15 that's going to allow for apps to be able to request more RAM usage. What does that mean? If you got the freaking beefy iPad Pro with the 16 gigs or the 8 gigs, now apps on those devices can actually ask for a little bit more headroom to do a lot more with that RAM. So it really comes down to two decisions here: whether or not you can make a profit from buying this device, or if you profit from this device. You like how I did that? Yeah. So, number one, can you make a profit from this device? That's what I asked myself. So, all the content creation that I do for YouTube, for clients, and for my ministry, Ratch Ready Productions, I do a lot of the hard work on my iPad. I was recently on a job for a client, and the client asked to look at the footage after I shot it with the ZV-1, and I had an option. I could have used the small ZV-1 screen, and the volume is not as loud, to show 2 or 3, 4 people around me the footage, or I can plug in the memory card into the iPad with my dongle, and then after that, I was able to bring it straight up into files and show the client the footage live right there, everything clean. I was even able to bring it into LumaFusion and begin to show some light color grading of what could be possible with the footage that I captured. That is game changing. And now the client believes that this device actually profited them and this device profits me. So does the iPad profit you? Does it help you do something faster that you couldn't do on a PC or a Mac? Does it help you save time in any way, shape, or form? If you answer yes to any one of those, then why not get the best of the best for the job that you need? If it shaves off 20 seconds off of each job over a year, that's a lot of time that you're saving. So are you worth the investment of getting the best? That's really the question. So for me, I'm going to always recommend getting the best for what you can afford. If the iPad Pro 2021 maxed out is not in your price range at the moment, don't use the word saying it's too expensive. At the moment, it may just be out of the price range that you're willing to spend or invest in your craft. However, maybe the 2020 is a little bit better. You may be able to find someone who's reselling the iPad Pro 2018 model. Those models are still amazing and pack a punch, and still to this day have not been tapped into totally. But if I was to keep this iPad for the next 4 years, as you know, most people keep their iPads for a long time, I'm pretty future proof for what could come to the iPad in the future. So just remember that when you're looking into buying these things and whether or not it's worth your time or not. So look, if you like this video, if this video helped you in any way, please help me out by subscribing to the channel, liking the content, hitting that notification bell so you make sure that you get everything coming up next.